Hi everyone, Tim Moore here. I'm out on Lake Winnipesaukee and I'm really excited to finally give you the reveal and the walkthrough of my new Snowdog Sport. You know, last year I was running the standard B13 MER, which is the standard with reverse at 13 horsepower. This year I have a new sport model, and between slush conditions and a busy guiding season and weather, I just haven't had the opportunity to get it out here, but it is finally fully rigged and ready to go. And I'm gonna give you a walkthrough of what I rigged, how I rigged it, and why. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so I knew as a full-time fishing guide, pulling anywhere from 2 to 6 clients out onto the ice every single time I come out, every day, that I was gonna need this thing rigged for maximum efficiency. I can't be messing around with sleds full of gear. A sled with some gear in it is one thing, but I need a place to mount my augers, auger things, places to carry certain equipment, my GPS, and my rod bag. Those are the things that I knew that I wanted to be able to mount on this Snowdog. And so the first thing I did was try to figure out where I wanted to mount my auger rack. Now the big thing for me with the Snowdog unit is I transport this in the back of my pickup, which also has a cap or a topper, depending on where you're from. I need to be able to drive this thing inside my cap and with the handle down, so the handle is not sticking out. So I need to be able to fold the handle down all the time. So mounting anything across the front of this has been an issue, and it really took some thinking. Now I've been running the Jaws of Ice auger system for several years, since the year it came out, and I knew that they made these brackets for, I think they're originally designed for the Polaris Ranger, I don't remember, but when you buy these Jaws of Ice auger racks, you have the option of buying it with these brackets, mounting brackets. So that's what I did when I bought this one, was I bought these brackets, and that allows me to mount the brackets reinforced to we'll call this the hood of my Snowdog, but they have these wing nuts that I can loosen and take this rack, the auger rack, off. That allows me to fold the handle down completely so that I can push it into the back of my pickup truck underneath the cap and close it and lock it, and it's secure. It's not gonna go anywhere. So what I did with this is I ran a piece of 1/8" aluminum flat stock all the way across the back side of the hood, and just to reinforce it, give it some extra reinforcement. I knew that it was probably gonna be a lot of bouncing and wiggling, and I mounted the brackets to that, and then I can just undo these wing nuts and take the auger rack right off. This Jaws of Ice, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty slick. It has these spring-loaded pins that lock these into place. Once you hit those, sometimes they stick a little, the rack comes right off. And then to remove the Jaws of Ice, I loosen these wing nuts. It'll open them up quite a bit, and the rack comes right off. Now without the fish finder on there, I can, which I also mounted, I set the placement of the ball. I have a ram mount right now, so this is the same setup I use on my boat and on my snowmobile. I can take the fish finder mount, the gimbal and the arm off of there with just the ball, and that ball will sit right here, so that handle will fold right down and lay flat like it's supposed to. Putting this back on is super, super easy. Same way it came off. Get it in there. I have it set so that I can slide this bracket all the way up against there, and I know that that's exactly where I want it. Tighten down. We're ready to go. So when I transport this, again, efficiency has been my #1 priority with this machine. This is an excellent early and late ice machine when the ice isn't great, or when I put it on backwards. When I don't have a ton of clients and gear to move around, I love being able to bring this Snowdog out. It's super fun to drive, and the Sport looks pretty slick. I like the hard sides. I like being able to mount things to it. Really happy about that. So Again, deja vu. We'll get these tightened up there. The auger on. It's super secure. It's out of the way. It doesn't block the headlight. And it's right here when I need it. Next thing I did was I utilized this clam lock system from Clam Outdoors, which has an seemingly endless amount of options of things that you can mount. These are the cooler bags. I have one on each side. They make smaller storage bags if you just wanted to put like sunglasses or your wallet, things like that in there. Put your lunch in here, put bait in here. Right now I just have various accessories in this one. Actually, I was able to put trophy thermal tip up, fits right inside there. Just one. It's just me today, just allowed 2 lines, so I'll be jigging 1 line and I'll have 1 tip up out with some live bait on it. So it's nice to be able to just throw that right in there. It's not going to be bouncing around. The other side, I have some recording equipment, some audio stuff, and hats and extra TMO towels and things like that. They make rod holders. They make a cup holder, which I'm eventually going to put a cup holder on the front side of this box, which I'll talk about here in a minute. And I can put my coffee in there and just bungee it right across the top and carry that out here onto the ice. I'm going to talk a little bit about this box. Now, I took all the stickers and all the branding off of it, so I can't remember who makes this. I bought it at Walmart. There are a bunch of boxes that will fit in here, but this box fits in here nice and snug. It doesn't bounce around, and it has these stackable sections. There's another like a toolbox or a tray section that I can fit on top of this one with these tabs that lock each one together, and I can put gear. I have some safety gear, batteries in a battery bag in here. Down underneath I have my lunch. The battery for my fish finder is down there. I'll walk you through all of this stuff. And the nice thing is I can either open them up, get all my stuff in here that I need, and then when I want something underneath, you just flip these tabs and the top section lifts off. So if I don't need it, I can leave it at home. I'm a big fan of not bringing things I don't need. And then in the bottom one, I have my lunch. I have my 30 amp hour Amped Outdoors lithium battery that powers my fish finder. I have the fish finder set so that the sonar is turned off, so it's GPS only. I turn it off when I get to where I'm going, turn it on only when I'm driving it around. That 30 amp hour battery will last me couple of weeks easily. I charge it just as a precaution every couple of weeks, just to make sure I don't run out of battery power. Now moving up here to my GPS, I have a Humminbird Helix 9. I use this on my boat. I'm not going to buy another GPS unit for the winter time, and I like having the big screen. When I'm driving, I can see where I'm going without having to take too much focus off where I'm going, watching where I'm going and obstacles that might be ahead of us. I have the Ram, I don't know, I think this is the C series. It's a big 2 1/4 inch ball mount. There's a bunch of companies that make fish finder mounts, but this is the one that I have on my boat, so I just bought an extra ball for this one. I bought the bar mounted, has the U-bolts. The rails on this handle are too small, too thin. The diameter is too small for these U-bolts to fit on. So like if you watched my walkthrough from the standard last year, I just took that off, and what I did was I took a piece of PVC and I split it down the middle, took a little bit off each end so it would close together, and I used that as a spacer so that I could lock that. And this thing is rock solid. It's not going anywhere. I have a place right here that I can mount my Lakewood greenback. This is from Lakewood Products, and I just have a couple of bungees here that just kind of lock it into place. But I can take these bungees off. I don't need to, but I can get at my rods with it right there. But if I want to lay it down and get at my tackle, I can take the bungees off, set that there. When I take this all apart, I take the auger rack off. Obviously the rod case isn't going to stay on there. Take my fish finder mount off, close the handle, in the truck we go.